Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. It has been a very long time since I posted a video like this. The last video I posted was like a coming out of surgery kind of video, so it wasn't really like a sit down let's talk kind of thing. And I kind of wanted to explain where I've been and why I haven't been posting videos, because I feel so bad that you guys have been giving me so many requests lately, and I had such a good list of videos that I wanted to make this summer. I was so excited about it, and then things didn't go as planned and my summer kind of went all out of whack, and I just feel so bad, especially because my channel's really been growing a lot in the past couple of months, which I am so stoked about and I'm so excited. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Hannah and I'm very happy to have you here. This might not be the most exciting video for you ever, but feel free to keep watching. But anyway, I'm really just feel bad because I've been getting so many more requests and really great ideas from you guys of what kind of videos I should be making, especially now because summertime is kind of like prime tanning time, and I haven't been able to make the videos that I've wanted to make about tanning. It's been really rough, but I'm here to explain where I've been, what's been going on, and basically just apologize for falling off the face of the earth. So this is a really long story if I go into a lot of detail. I'm just going to try to make it pretty short and sweet, but I've hinted to what has been going on in a couple of videos. My last video obviously was getting out of surgery, like me coming out of anesthesia, which is pretty funny. If you haven't watched it, I will link it up here. So there was that video, and then one of the videos I like gave a bunch of facts about myself that you guys might not have known, and I like mentioned that I was going through some injury at the time. So I kind of hinted to what happened but not really explained it at all. So basically what happened was on May 2nd, I was out with my friends at a karaoke night, and I managed to gash the top of my foot on some sort of sharp exposed surface where we were, and I ended up going that night to get stitches. They told me that it would take about 10 to 14 days until the stitches would come out and then all would be better. My foot started looking really gross, and I know that a lot of people are really fascinated with this kind of stuff, so I am going to insert pictures at the end of the whole video if you want to see, just because I think it's kind of cool, and like watching how the body heals I think is super cool. So you don't have to watch it now. I'll put it at the very end for those of you that are squeamish and don't want to see it. So yeah, my foot started looking really funky and just not right, and okay, not right at all. Like it was literally purple and red and swollen and just gross. And so I went to the doctor and they gave me oral antibiotics. It didn't work. I went back again, they gave me more oral antibiotics. That didn't work. We ended up getting an MRI done, and we found out that the infection had moved into my foot. So they told me I was going to need surgery. So that was all the month of May. I had to be bedridden, or I wasn't able to walk or stand on my feet as long. I had to do like half days at work. I was in pain all the time. I was just limping. It was just really awful. So work wasn't really going too well. And then I came home one weekend, they did the MRI, and they told me that that Monday I was just going to get the surgery. So I came home expecting it to be a weekend at home. It ended up being a month and a half. So I got the surgery. They had to actually go in and take out part of my bone to culture it to see what kind of bacteria was in there. And then after the surgery, they left the wound open. So it was a pretty good, I would say it would be about like this big on the top of my foot that was just open. And parts of it was like down to the bone, that it was just all exposed and open, because they wanted it to heal on its own. And they got the results back from the bone culture. They discovered that there were 2 different types of bacteria in my foot, one of which they could identify. I do not remember what the bacteria was called, so they knew what they should use to treat that one. But then there was another one that they found that just came back as like an unknown species. Basically nobody really knew like what we were attacking. We just kind of had to play around and hope for the best, that something would get down there and work. And so then the next day after surgery, I got my new best friend put into me, which was a PICC line. And if you don't know what a PICC line is, it is basically a permanent IV, like a catheter that they put in your arm. I actually have, I don't know if you can see on camera, there's a little scab right here, or a little tiny hole. So they put the line in here. It's really tiny, so obviously it wasn't a thick cord, but it was about 40 centimeters long. And then it goes into your arm, into the vein, and then goes all the way into the vein, into your heart, into like the big vein in your heart, basically. I don't know what it's called. I'm not good with medical stuff, but it went into the big vein in my heart. And I was then going to be put on antibiotics that went through an IV, because the oral antibiotics just they weren't strong enough, they weren't attacking enough, and especially because it was my foot that was the problem, they weren't getting all the way down to the farthest extremity of my body. So we needed something a lot more harsh. So we had to go through the vein. The PICC line was put in and they told me that I would have that for 4 to 6 weeks. And basically the PICC line I think was the worst part of all of it. I was put on 3 different antibiotics throughout all of it, and keep in mind these are like the strongest antibiotics that you can basically get. They are some rough stuff and they really mess you up, and I was having the worst reactions. Every symptom I swear that you could have with them, I had it. I was in the ER for a day with some of the symptoms. It was just really, really, really bad, and eventually got to the point where my body was just rejecting all antibiotics, and I actually from this developed an allergy to penicillin. I had never had a problem before, but just because of all the exposure I was having to the antibiotics that were all in the penicillin family, my body just developed an allergy and can't take it anymore. So it was some really horrible reactions, and it was just a miserable time. So I was basically in bed. I wasn't able to walk for 4 weeks at all, put any weight on my foot, so that was kind of, you know, like I was stuck at home in bed. I had nurses coming to my house every single day to take blood and check my foot and change dressings and take my vitals, everything. Like I felt like I was in a nursing home basically. And yeah, it was just a really crazy time. My body started rejecting the antibiotics at the best time, because my family had had a trip to Italy planned for the past year, which was on June 30th we left, and it was a 2-week trip, and my doctors told me I was not going to be able to go. They said, you're going to have this PICC line in. My body started rejecting all the antibiotics. My white blood cell count was good. Everything was looking good, so the doctor gave me the okay to go ahead and just take the PICC line out and then go on my vacation, and he gave me oral antibiotics just in case I needed them, but he didn't want me to take them while I was on my vacation in case I did start having a bad reaction, because I was just developing allergies as we went, and that would be horrible to have while you're in Italy. So I haven't taken them and my foot looks great. So I spent the last 2 weeks in Italy walking non-stop on my foot. It was honestly just really crazy that I didn't put weight on my foot until, like, I guess I started putting weight on it the week before I left. I wasn't supposed to, but I did, because I was like, I'm going to Italy and we're going to be walking and I need to do this. But it was honestly fine. It takes about 3 months, they said, 2 to 3 months for like the bone to really heal completely. They do x-rays every once in a while to check on it, and yeah, so I'm not supposed to, I still have to like limp a little bit so I don't bend my foot all the way, but other than that, nothing hurts, everything feels great, everything looks great. The wound is almost completely closed. It is so little now and I'm so happy about it. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on with my summer. I have felt like an 80-year-old woman all summer long. Finally going back to school tomorrow, which is July 17th, and I will get back on a good schedule and have videos coming out for you guys, and I'm so excited to do so. That was really long still, even though I said I would keep it short, but I really just wanted to let you guys know what's been going on. I just still can't get over the fact that something like so freakish and like small, like it was just, I cut my foot, I got stitches, it should have been over after that, but who knows what bacteria was on whatever I cut it on, and how quickly it just got into my foot and just seeded itself and wouldn't go away. Like, it was just such a freak thing, and you just never expected to happen to you. Basically, I had to carry around a pump with my antibiotics all the time, so I had this cord hanging out of my arm with a bag with a pump that was going off all the time, and my foot was in this boot completely wrapped up. Like, it's been crazy. And people would just stare at me like, oh my gosh, you freak. And it's just crazy to go from literally a 21-year-old to like an 80-year-old in overnight and just have no freedom, and just over something so like minor, and what should have been so minor. Like I said, all will be back to normal very soon. I'm really excited to start uploading again and get my summer videos that I had planned out, and I have some really fun, exciting things planned for the new school year. So thank you guys so much for continuing to watch my videos, and for all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. So happy to have you guys here. Please leave any more requests that you guys have down below, and I promise I will get to them. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and insert the pictures and like a little description of what they are in about 10 seconds, so if you want to see them, keep watching. If not, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!